The other day I was picking up some extra soil at the store, and I saw this lady in there, and she was carefully studying the bags of soil. So I decided to be helpful, and I went up to her and I recommended these two products, which are the same ones that I use. And she said, "But these can't be any good. These numbers are too low." So look, I've talked about NPK numbers before, but what exactly are good numbers? Because that's going to depend a lot on what type of product we're looking at. It's important to keep in mind that those NPK numbers don't represent a quantity, they're percentages. So a 10-10-10 fertilizer is 10% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, 10% potassium, and 70% the rest of the periodic table. That means we have to think very differently about the numbers on a bag of fertilizer compared to a bag of soil or a soil additive, like cow manure or compost. Where a 5-5-5 fertilizer is pretty mild, this 0.5-0.5-0.5 cow manure is pretty rich because they have different uses. For comparison, let's say we have a pot that holds about 10 kilograms of growing medium. If I make a soil with 50% black cow and 50% totally sterile dirt, the final result is going to be a 0.25-0.25-0.25 soil. By comparison, if I tried to enrich that same volume of sterile dirt by sprinkling a normal treatment of 10-10-10 fertilizer on top, that treatment makes up at most what? 1% of the soil volume, meaning it's now a 0.1-0.1-0.1 soil. Another way to look at it is, how much are you paying to buy nutrients for your garden? If 10 kilograms of 0.5-0.5-0.5 soil is $5 and 1 kilogram of 5-5-5 fertilizer is $5, you're getting the same bang for your buck out of both products. Look, fertilizers, soil additives, they all have their own uses. One isn't better or worse than the other, but it's important to remember that a fertilizer that's 1% nitrogen is pretty weak. A soil that's 1% nitrogen is probably going to burn your plants. Good luck, and subscribe for more great home farming tips.